Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mari Gambia nolu ntom kadi barolti ntemo physician assistant neti America jam kala mutanam pour nasi kata ngakata men commencé ndung 2 weeks ago wala stroke ti last week nun natanya jande ka explain moli munenda risk factors of stroke wala new stroke sa men ka kata aka mo sifa jumalle muta bake ni stroke sa saka mo jumalle muta bake mun sa sifa condition sifa la panan katara wala me atina ko ka pronto di stroke so bina katabe kala monti wala stroke la tama seroti comme ni mo jube wala te fango balo ko no be mun tama ser sifa le kamen taika experience me alon ko na e muta isi suspect ko maybe stroke le muta wala la nebo wala ibadi comme yene ya mari ki si suspect ko stroke le amuta andu nyanta mu nekela so first wolem mari ni ila nyada comme ni ente nyada jube sainte nyada be ni left ni right jube comme bulba jube mara jube yalan ko be temberine bar ni mo stroke so ni nyada jube ka nyada kilun katra jirine do ka sele mulunkete most of the time for near cross rock adanyin cross adanyin tight kilunka jile mulunkete so niyo je modala ikana sis wo kono fere ke katabe ke mari fotal l'hôpital is possible stroke le bala so mari fotal l'hôpital wadon na ke badol bije ka denkios dunne so wo denkios ni me ka dum wado niya ni nya delta je denkios bela ni man dalila ko ni denkios le niya bandi wado idanyin ka ji mulunkele bari niate coming ko ite yoje mola andu ma mari long ine mo sifa ko rosa bala please make sure ko ya mari futandi la pitano to pro asima ko roso to suspect ko mari nyin stroke le ba mutaka wado stroke ni akamel mutawalem ibulo wado nay comme nay depend on side me muta comme ni stroke ni stroke sa ila brain na right side le muta comme ila brain na bulba karola comme ni la brain be bulba karo ni stroke wala affect ila nyim mara karo be problème o sotalal comme ila nyim mara bulo te ni ko moy koy bulo keten a bulo nyin attaque no la ten ni account for almost 5-10 comme ni account kilim fula sabanani luri baji la bulo ata londino la te be ke tembe a bulo start like a balance thing or I balance ni ata stroke ni left le muta comme right side of the brain stroke muta ni left side be start like a jidu matin so asingo fana ni kai ko singo ta ya wulindi na bidari laran kai ko singo ta ya wulindi de asingo fana ta wulindi no la comme ni akonti up to 10 dol sa wulindi no barje ni jasi drop juna so dol bi je fan ni ko ya wulindi mume ke te singo fan wulindi no wala te bulo wulindi no la ilo bulo nyimbe falale kam da koy bulo nyim baba tale wada ke monyo mulunke bulo nyim fanan ko kuliya wado mari nyim wo bulo ni singo wado aka Nia ama ibika sensation feel comme ibuka feel ko mole nyopoting wala comme ibuka feel ko be kandirine wala bismayarine wala nieji ni kai ko inya bidi nie data ya so kai ko ngamune maten wada buka feel wado sensation ni nam kaka problem o de konje so niyo je modala drobe complain nanyi sinkilung wala nanyi bulkilung abe farine aka puliam fela aka monyomole mbuka wulindi no fan wala ninga wulindi mbuka fengol sikano suspect ko mari stroke le bala so ya me tereke yifuta le pitano to primary si ma ko ro soto no katabake je stroke do bije aka mune muta mol nyaala kam wol nyaale muta wa ni nya brain blood vessel men ka nyaal supply ni atro stroke li woto muta imari nyaani be kankan na le bikeje need la jube haniata ya comme yeblu kan nun kade kay ko akonti kilim fula sabana ndul wala kay nyimu jeletam abuka sute so amari ta sute no wala te control ke no la correct because abukeje baake wado ni ya mari ilota nyaato kay ko wala pencil lota ya muta sore pencil ari kay ko nyimu muneti ni ay pencil lota be bi ne pencil cleaner yala baratu be pencil fula la jela so ka fay double vision comme nafen kelin jube baratu be fula la jela instead of killing so ni oje moko sifa complain wala o bete fango dala inyata trial le puta le pitano to e makoiro nyine stroke sifa do fanan bije akamolla fenkol le muta comme ka dizzy kam ta ko nyamino ke muta wado nyake minin wado ibuka tama no ni kamari yobuli katama ka singo fanguli ni katama problem multi nas lota katama akamunta ka be boylale akam ta fengol be mufran na wala ta be boilale so buka hanit pour katama so fana mu signs and symptoms of stroke lati ni mari yo je dala wala ya je modo dala pere ke futa lopitan because wo important tale pour ya mari ta ya kisi ka jube fo ni stroke kurango fo wole bala bam fo tal stroke la symptom do fana bije wala ila diamo nyin kamuta so amari ni wa ida aka understanding kele ni komi ni diam ta aka fahamro kele bari ni kai kumol fo abuka kumol fo no wala ni kai kumol fo na atem ka kumol buka sene aka men fo so ala diamo nyin ka sumaya le fo komi sumaya aka slow le fo aka sumaya andu abuka sene ya fana ka men fo so ni emoji menon kala diamo sene ya tala na to problem so to ya jala ni diam sifa or ako ayo develop suspect ko ida stroke le bala ya samba lapitan pour ya la kolta ya kisi ikana to sirin stroke do draw ya fa ko maybe nyindi am we bolala wado ni e fengo fay ko ni ka ko nyimu pencilolti asaje ko nyimu pencilolti me anya sitara pencilora barata fa hamno la ko pencilolem wala ta fono la ko pencilolem so wol be changes be ka kele ni molye a stroke soto ten anu ni stroke symptomol wade kanale automatically kanale drong itra sirin drong jeni je stroke soto comme yi buka diamno jeni je buka diamno wala nya be finki mulum fefe buka dulaje jeni je automatically buka dulaje jeni jay bo wado yaje bulo e big comme ay bulo e fa bulo e kulia ibuke bulo wulindino ibuka fem filno wada kanale all of a sudden so wado ni symptomol kanale gradually as it develop within minutes to hours dolbi je sitara manage la swokono. So within hours to days, so much now I was. Those are covering 2 days ago or 3 days ago. Best work on start and ya come in demanding. Sign ya flint and not a minimum back from Bocalafitamano. Those are for Nanya, Mboka Jero, Keno Bagara, but another progress of Worcester. So since important a stroke to and time out. Time out is very, very important. Nibe Molkaran Scaramoto new stroke symptoms like Kafamolinako, time is brain. Because time on important pour brain tissue pour ka safe pour ite mari you see recover no from your stroke and stroke on you treat no on time so ndibe karanda karamote ba flene ko 3 hours onset of symptom wala ni la symptom o start comme ya feel ko buka diam no wala bulo fatale wala bulo ni niya may buka fem feel je wala buke singo sikandino wala nyake minini wala buka diam no ni ol je dala within 3 hours comme montro wati saba inyanta kata start yefuta lapitano to because ni futa lapitano to juna isi CAT scan keno ene wala ye kumota ya scanning ke ka jube mun stroke sifas mbela wade si MRI ken stroke man 20 CAT scan to CAT scan ni bleeding bije ni CAT scan je most of the time be bleeding jela ni ata yellow stroke le miala ko yellow ka bongo stroke sifale most of the time boji la CAT scan to so what those stroke bije ibuka je no CAT scan to especially ischemic kind of stroke. Me anko ko clot like a formula vessel in kono den blood baka tambino was yele borisilola. Wada buka je no CAT scan so si MRI ke ni MRI je na positive fay salon ko stroke le pera. So si samba nole ye makoy ni be l'hôpital je na communauté America je nente yalon ko stroke be dale stroke comme stroke me yalon ko kafa ischemic stroke me yalon ko blockage le la slow ni ne block la. Isi samba no surgery le pour your clot nyinta ya bandije ya break your clot nyinta blood clot nyinta ya break ka bandije pour ila brain tissue ni sa safe no so obe nyanta kala within 3 hours da kono wala na l'hôpital ka je ko nim moy symptôme soto ay mo comme no so patient oje ni comme abuka diam no all of a sudden wala nyaaya mini wala nyaabi ke ya blow fenketa blow start ko kuliya wala blow victa naimol ko mani nim fota patient ro rumto. The first question of men coming in the follow men can it last the patient to get a normal in time moment. Nakoko, Nakomental fe, until command 3 o'clock. So 12 o'clock at the last patient to gel. So already time on in Tambita because near Conti what Sabon in Tambita. So Nive America Jam, any symptom of jela, while any mobe searing in symptom of bala, or a moji boss or in symptom of bala anywhere, la do good la, can a time of waste 911 call. Because ni 911 call ni ambulance pitalaje immediately be monekela ibe mari evaluate le hospital call stroke center hospital me alanga stroke manage no your hospital call isaje ko hospital call ni doctor o men be stroke ni jarala wol si pare niata stroke ni ba sambala kat lab le coming up clot sol ni fenkeje wol better reparate na standby, because within 10 minutes after the time in the customer card scan I card scan ke pour ya lo mine be caring pour isa mako na jata kende ya ni sotoje. So time is brain, remember that. Then the dala wala ya mo dala kana time o base, go ahead your 911 call ni be Gambia le mbari 911 tije ye fere ke amari sama laptan imari kane fan drive ni atete sintamo be tal if kane fan drive. So ye mo ni membe drive la ye sama lapitan ni aje mo dala fana sa mako yo drive ya sama laptan bari kane fan drive. So time is brain, just remember that. Nibe stroke wala time is brain, nin time o nyin tambita pour you recover la stroke ni stroke so pour you recover wado akakole ya bakela, because la brain tissue ni abe tinyalale, so pour ka recovery ka be kole yalale. So time is brain, just remember that's the most important thing near stroke for. So for those who don't understand Maninka, if you don't understand Maninka, this is what we are discussing. We're talking about signs and symptoms of stroke. The signs and symptoms of stroke here, we'll start. The mnemonic is be fast, B-E-F-A-S-T, be fast. First is balance. You can lose your balance, feel dizzy, you know, having trouble walking because you feel things are spinning. Those are sometimes signs of stroke. When you see that, try and go to the hospital immediately. Call 911, do not drive yourself. If you recognize somebody having these symptoms, please call 911 or make sure that the person gets to the hospital immediately if you are in the United States. If you are in the Gambia, make sure you seek for help. Don't drive yourself. The second symptoms is eyes. Sometimes you can have blurry vision. All of a sudden, you are seeing things clearly. Within a second, a minute, you can't see anything. Sometimes you can even go completely blind for a while, and then you can recover your sight. And then sometimes, you know, you will not go completely blind, but you'll have blurry vision. It's going to be difficult for you to see. Sometimes you can have what is called double vision. If you look at one object, it can appear as two. So if somebody's telling you, well, I'm looking at this pencil, but it's like it seems that I'm looking at two pencils, when actually it is one, get concerned. Be worried for that person, or be worried about yourself if you are the one having that symptom. Worry about stroke, call 911, get to the hospital. Okay. Sometimes the only issues they have is loss of peripheral visions. They can't see on the sides. Sometimes, like for me, if I'm sitting right now looking at this phone, without moving my head, I can just have an idea of what is on this side. I can have some vision on this side. Sometimes they cannot even have, they cannot see what is on the left or right side. They have to turn completely to see. So if you see that also, think about stroke, get the person to the hospital to get help immediately. The other signs and symptoms of stroke is a facial droop. If you look at the person's face, the face becomes uneven. If you look at the right side, if the left side is affected, having stroke, the right side will have right facial droop. Means that if most of the time, just look at the side of the mouth. If it is uneven, one is up, one is down, get worried, be concerned about stroke. Okay. There is another signs and symptoms of stroke. That is the weakness of the arms and legs. If you ask the person to raise their arms like this and count to 5 or 10, you'll see that they will lose balance, right? One arm will start to drift away. Okay? Be concerned about stroke. Sometimes they will tell you, I have weakness to this left, or I have weakness to the right arm. They'll have weakness. Sometimes they have numbness and tingling, or they kind of feel this heaviness to one side of the arm or leg. And sometimes they lose sensation. If you touch them, they won't be able to feel it. If you take a pin and prick them, sometimes they won't be able to feel what, you know, whether you're pricking them or not. So those are signs and symptoms of a stroke. Get concerned, get the person to the hospital to get help immediately. So we talk about balance, we talk about eyes, we talk about facial droop, we talk about arm drift, we talk about legs, weakness. Those are signs and symptoms. And then the most important thing in stroke is time. Time is very, very important. If you recognize these symptoms in any of your friends or family members, or if you are the one experiencing these symptoms, do not ignore these symptoms. Sometimes the symptoms can come abruptly, like all of a sudden you start having these symptoms, maybe even one symptom, like start having double vision or can't see. Sometimes it can develop it can be like gradual, from some seconds, minutes to hours. Sometimes people will stay home, especially when it comes to dizziness. People don't want to seek help. they'll stay at home. Oh, I'm a little bit dizzy, maybe it will go away. Possibly you're having stroke. If you stay home, it's not good for you. If it is a big stroke, especially, you can lose a lot of brain tissue. So time here is important. The time that we have when they usually teach stroke in school is 3 hours. You have 3 hours to get to the hospital. Within that 3 hours, the doctor should evaluate you. If you need thrombotic therapy, they will do that for you, right? They'll take you to cath lab and do a clot buster, bust that clot that is causing the stroke, that's causing the stroke symptoms. So time here is very, very important. You cannot delay. You have to get to the hospital. That's why I said do not drive yourself, because if you call 911, they will locate a stroke center. If they locate a stroke center, they will make a phone call before they drive to the place. So everybody will be ready for them, so that when the patient gets there, you can get evaluated quickly, get a CT scan, MRI if warranted, and they can take you to cath lab and get treated. So your recovery here, how fast you recover, depending on the time, because the time here determines how much of the brain tissue you're going to lose. So this is signs and symptoms of stroke. We will be back next week to talk about in detail what you can do when you have these signs and symptoms, and what to expect when you have stroke recoveries in terms of stroke. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.